What's up, MMA fans? Today we are catching up with IVC creator and promoter Sergio Batarelli. Welcome.
Thank you, Marcelo. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, let's talk first about your move to USA. How long you are living in US?
I'm living in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for 7 months.
7 months. And how it came the idea of bringing back International Vale Tudo Championship, the most violent and bloody MMA event ever?
A friend of mine, a Brazilian friend, Carlos Andrioli, he called me and said, "Hey, Sergio, let's come back." Actually, he not called me Sergio, he called me Batarelli. "Hey, Batarelli, let's do the comeback of IVC. I can get some sponsors and this and that." And then I said to him, "Okay, we can do it, but it will be like before. And the name will be IVC 16, the return of the roots. Return to the roots, as raízes." Oh, sorry, speaking.
The roots, yeah.
Roots of the sport.
Uh,
And I said to him, "You can start doing the organization and thing and this and that, but the final word is mine." And we get an agreement and we started. And it will be, the first idea is to do on November 28th in São Paulo.
and the rules will be the same, like soccer kicks and elbows and no gloves, 30 minutes rounds,
Headbutts,
headbutts too.
yeah. Elbow, headbutt, kick to the head, jumping kick, everything like was before. Just a few things is prohibited. Only one round, but the round has 30 minutes.
Oh my God, it's gonna be crazy, yeah. And you have any names already interested in participate on that?
We have a long list from guys from America, from Japan, from Europe, from Brazil. I got surprised because when we start the project, I thought that nobody want to fight without gloves and with those rules because they are violent. It's not easy. And for my surprise, we have a long list, so we are selecting some fighters. The only fight that was done follow apart because it was Macaco and Johil de Oliveira. One of them withdraw the fight. I don't want to say the name now, but we have like 4 fights already matchmaked, but we will release soon.
Great, great. And talking about IVC, Batarelli, you did you did 15 editions. I covered 14 of those. The last one I went was in Venezuela, where you launched the Brazilian killer, Alex Tibling. But I remember it was something really unbelievable, that the violence and everything is incomparable to any other event I ever covered. And Batarelli, if you could choose like a BMF of IVC, who would be?
First, let me say, in Venezuela, IVC 14 was 16-man tournament, 8 Brazilian, 8 American. And
This guy was the champion.
Yeah, Alexis Stibling, he won 4 fights at the same night, and he went straight to Pride, and then he became in Japan the Brazilian killer, and it's another story. The best guy in the planet for me all times is Wanderlei Silva. No question about it.
Tell us why.
Because he is so aggressive. He didn't fight for the money. He fight for his pride. And he don't care about your size, your weight. Doesn't matter. He entered to the ring to kill you or be killed. He never give up. And like he fought Artur Mariano, he hurt himself. He was headbutting with his eyebrow, not with the head. So he hurt himself. He never stopped, and he didn't want to stop. So I talked to the doctor. I could see his bone here, and I was seeing that talking to the doctor, and he could lose the vision, and he will never fight again. That's why we stopped the fight and he lost. But in my personal opinion, he was winning the fight, and I tried to do a rematch, but it never happened because Artur Mariano don't want to fight anymore, and he stopped his career as a fighter and became a great trainer. Has a big organization. He's a nice guy. I like him. He's living in Holland, I think.
Yeah, but one of the most impressive I've seen, I remember, was not that one. That was the revenge where Pele won. But the first one, Johil de Oliveira and Pele Landi in IVC 5 was something absolutely unbelievable. Pele was like a baseball. His face was like a... I cannot describe how bad it was. Johil said it was like 90 headbutts.
Yeah, and the funny thing, I was telling you before in Portuguese that another fight was the bloodiest. But now I remember was in Maksud, Johil and Pele, and that was the fight I said to you. The newspaper in the other morning in the front page, like this, all front page saying the VIP, because there is only VIP guest in Maksud Plaza Hotel, was dizzy with the smell of the blood in the room. The ring looks like a pool, a swimming pool of blood. That's is the most bloodiest fight. But we have another one like this one you are showing now.
Nilson de Castro and Flávio Moura, the final of IVC 7, if I'm not wrong.
No. 7 was Pele and Chuck Liddell.
Pele and Chuck Liddell.
This one was 8.
8, yeah. And that one was absolutely unbelievable. Flávio Moura, Nilson Castro had 2 very tough fights in the beginning of the tournament, and he went to the final against Flávio, but his cut got so big and he started to bleed so much that you stopped the fight, huh?
Yeah, because it looks like a tab when you open the tab water, but this tab was a blood tab. So I'm laughing because I love this sport. I really love it.
That one was bloody too. The first fight of IVC 5, Luta Livre against Wrestling, Daryl Gawler against Johil de Oliveira. That one was bloody.
Yeah, but another one was at the same event, same show. Pelé and Jorge Pereira.
Jorge Pereira, my God, yeah. the first you did, I was there too. Dan Severn and Ebenezer Fontes. How could you bring Dan Severn? Was already famous in UFC champion. He already have fought super fights in UFC, and you were starting to do a new event with no rules. How were you able to bring such a iconic fighter like Dan Severn?
Yeah, I just looking for his phone. At that time, I didn't speak English so well. So, no, I don't speak English so well until now. But at that time, I could speak enough. And I call him and I say, hey, you are interested in do a super fight in Brazil against Ebenezer and blah, blah, blah. And say, is this kind of money? Was the same money he's getting in UFC. So it's in dollar. And he said, okay. I say, I send you 2 air tickets. He said, no, please send me one, but send me first class. He travel alone all the time. He don't care. Dan Severn was a real beast.
Man, this is amazing.
Was also, the super fight.
Yeah, it was a super fight against Ebenezer, and it was a war in Batarelli. How many minutes?
I think it was 7 or 19, something like that. I don't. Ebenezer put up a great fight, man, great hard. Then he did the historical fights in IVC and then in Japan. I brought him to K1 and K1 MMA, if you remember. He did a great fight. Yeah, he fought Gary Goodridge in Japan, and Gary Goodridge won this first IVC tournament. Was 4 Brazilian, 4 American. Actually, 3 American and 1 Canadian. That was Big Daddy.
In that IVC one, if I'm not wrong, there was a specific moment that you can clear my mind about the Pedro and Gary Goodridge. I think Gary Goodridge attacking the balls of the Pedro or something like that. I've never seen that happen again in MMA or Vale Tudo.
No, yeah, because IVC had just a few rules. And I just said these and these and these and this is prohibited. I never said because punching or kick the groin was allowed. If you want to use a cup, okay. If you don't want to, don't use. Most of the fighters don't use cup, but they knew that they can get kicking on the groin. But I never said that you cannot put your feet or your hand inside of the trunk. And that was Goodridge was doing. And I was the referee of all the fights, the 14 events. I was the referee from all the fights. And the Pedro was winning the fight, if you remember. I don't know if you remember. The Pedro was the final. Is the 8-man tournament final. And they were in the corner. And there is some image on internet, I think, just a little image, because if you want to see all the fights, you need to go to the UFC Fight Pass that has the rights to show. I sold to them. But I think this specific case, there is some video, I think. And he started putting the feet inside the trunk of the Pedro. But that's okay. Then he put
was like a sneaker. It was like a sneaker, so it was more strange than that.
Yeah. Because they
I mean, Speedo, sneaker, no, I'm sorry, my English. Speedo was a Speedo.
Swimming Speedo, yeah.
Swimming Speedo, yeah.
And then they was stand up on the corner. And then Gary just put his hand inside of the Speedo of the Pedro. And the Pedro yelled to me, "Batarelli, he's grabbing my dick! He's grabbing my dick!" And I started laughing. I said to him, "Hey, I didn't say that it's prohibited, so he's allowed to do something." Because I wasn't create a rule in the middle of the fight. If I say it's not prohibited, it means it's allowed. After that fight, then it became prohibited. But it's some of
my God. And who won that fight?
Gary Goodridge.
Gary Goodridge. Was a tournament or a super fight?
No, tournament, 8-man.
Tournament. And he went to the final and won? Or that was the final?
No, that was the final. The Pedro
that was the final. Yeah. I don't.
Many times the Pedro give him the neck, and when he tried to put I refresh your memory. When he tried,
I remember. Yeah.
The Pedro turned and put him down. That's when he started
using the groins.
Yeah. If not, he should lose the fight. The Pedro was a great fighter.
Yeah, another fighter. I remember I went to the US, the same event you were, when Chuck Liddell did his debut in UFC. If I'm not wrong, I don't remember if he won, but it was a boring fight.
No, he lost.
Then, he lost. He lost the fight. And what was a boring fight. And then I saw him right after in IVC, and you brought him to fight your champion, Pele Landi, who was in a lower division. I never understood that. Why did you brought Liddell, such a tough guy, to face your champion in the lower division?
No, because I trust a lot in Pele. Actually, all shooter box team at that time. Pele, Wanderlei, Rafael Cordeiro, great Tum, great fighters. And Pele won a fight. Pele won the fight. They didn't care about weight. So when I saw Liddell fighting in UFC, I saw a lot of potential on the guy. Then I talked to his manager at that time was Charlie Anzalone, that became commissioner of Nevada State Athletic Commission. But at that time, he represented Chuck. I said to him, hey, this guy has a lot of potential. Let's put him to fight in Brazil in IVC. And he called Liddell. And I talked to Liddell and he said to me, okay, I want to do. I said, let's do it. And Pele was winning the fight. If you see I have in my Instagram some highlights, very few, but Pele get him a kick to the head, he go down. But instead, Pele go and finish him. Pele just...
You can see here. Pele mounted punching his face.
Yeah, then he stepped back and let him stand up. It was a big mistake. Then Chuck Liddell, how can I say, flip the fight and start winning and won the fight.
In the same night, Wanderlei beat Mike van Arsdale and got the belt, huh?
Yeah, they fought for IVC 7, where IVC 7 was only super fights. Ebenezer fought Brandon Lee Hinkle. Ebenezer choked him with the legs, a triangle, using the ropes of the ring, if you remember.
Yeah, that fight. Yeah.
So
Ebenezer was completely fucked up. His face was cutted, and you couldn't believe, like, this guy cannot win anymore. And then he used it.
he was getting a very, very punishment, and then he's surviving, and he get this triangle, and the not that he used the ropes, but the ropes was in his way. He didn't care. He put the triangle and finished the fight. It was so beautiful to see this.
Other guy you found was Renato Babalu, who got in the top of the UFC division.
Yeah, he fought Urutum, right? If I remember.
Yeah. This guy is not. It's Carlos something. Carlos.
Oh no, Urutum. Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a Carson Gracie jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Carlos something. Yeah. And then you brought him to the UFC, and that day I also remember when Wanderlei won in the Northeast, and John Peretti, you brought down John Peretti to cover the event, and John Peretti got crazy. Like this picture I took, you can see, like, I want this guy.
Yeah, at that time, John Peretti was the matchmaker of UFC, so that was my idea, bringing him to show him Wanderlei. The idea was Wanderlei, and he was so impressive, and he started calling him Axed Murderer.
Oh, he gave the nickname.
Yeah, he gave the nickname to Wanderlei.
Yeah, I gave the nickname to Mark Kerr. In the cover of Tatami, I put Smashing Machine, and after that, HBO, and today The Rock is doing the film. And you are the judge in that fight too, Batarelli. You are partner of Frederico Lapenda. And that fight was one of the most violent I've covered in my life. Like, there was a rumor saying I got a ride from Fábio Gurgel's brother, Fernando Gurgel, going from Rio, where I live, to São Paulo. And the way he said, oh, Alonso, this guy is a monster, is a new monster. They say he's even better than Mark Coleman. But he said, if I bleed, I'm going to stop. And that make Jiu-Jitsu Cherry more comfortable. But that didn't happen. After beat Paul Varelans in 2 minutes, he threw 145 kilos of Paul Varelans down and beat him badly, and took 2 tufts of Mestre Hook. You once told me you found the teeth of Mestre Hook in the ring before the final between Kerr and Gurgel.
With the root. That I pick up and give to him and say, take to your dentist, he can put it back.
My God, that's crazy. And how was be the referee in that violent fight? 23 kilos different was absolutely amazing difference. 2 months before, Murilo Bustamante fought Tom Erickson, 40 kilos difference. How was that for you?
It was great, but I have to say, was a big beating, a great beating, a big beating. Uh, I was afraid because Gurgel was in bad condition. I'm not saying, but he is a real warrior. If the corner don't throw the towel, he will die in the ring. And I start talking with the people in the corner and say, throw the fucking towel. He cannot fight anymore. Throw the fucking towel. He will dead. He will never tap. And they are waiting, and I cannot stop the fight because this is Vale Tudo, not MMA. This is Vale Tudo. Vale Tudo means in Portuguese anything goes. Anything goes. And then at one time I say, you throw this fucking towel. And then the guy throw the towel and stop the fight. And you know the rest. Gurgel went to the hospital. So he showed heart like nobody. He's a fucking warrior.
Yeah, and then Kerr turned it into Mark Kerr, the smashing machine. Then today he's gonna be in the movies played by.
Yeah, they call me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, asking me for the video. And I say, what's my rights? You need to talk to Federico Lapenda because that show was under WVC because this production company wants the image of this fight.
Oh, nice. Batarelli, always a pleasure to talk to you. Tell us before finish when you're planning to make the IVC and who will regulate the event?
We're planning to do in September 28th this year in São Paulo for just VIP guest and streamed. We negotiate with Brazilian TV. I'm talking to some people here in US. Who regulates this is the Brazilian Vale Tudo Confederation. It's not MMA. Again, it's Vale Tudo. It's other sport like boxing and karate or Muay Thai and karate or Muay Thai and kickboxing. It's different sports, different confederation. In Brazil, we don't have a state commission. We have the Brazilian Confederation.
And what about US? You're planning to bring to US? You think you're going to have problem to regulate that, or you have some kind of partnership?
No, I'm planning to bring. I have some friends here, some possible investors. They are very happy to do it. And as we have at the bare knuckle fights, that is almost same as IVC. So I think I will have no problem to get authorization to do it here. And I don't know if it will go when it goes, but tomorrow, no, on June 21, there is a bare knuckle fights here in Hollywood City at Hard Rock Casino, and the president invited me to be there and to talk. So we will talk. Maybe we'll do something with Brazilian IVC and bring the fighters here. Maybe something happen. I don't know. Let's. But
Great.
We have the same goal.
Yeah. Batarelli, always a pleasure to talk to you. I hope you can make the IVC return again. Thanks a lot for the interview.
Thank you so much. I'm here, and whatever want to talk to me is easy to find me.
Follow the day, Batarelli, follow the day.
Yeah, or any social media, Batarelli, Batarelli. That's it.
Thank you, Bata. Bye-bye.
Thank you.